College football drops tomorrow. I want to drop a video here on a blitz concept that you can use. I'm going to show the blitz in Madden, but this blitz concept works in college football 25. Actually, if you go ahead and watch Dubby and Skimbo and Henry and Civil, you'll see this blitz being ran in their games. This is a great little starter day one blitz that is really good. And with the new custom shells and really just the way defense plays in general, this is a pretty good little defense, or a pretty decent little blitz. So I'm going to go over kind of why it's good, and then we'll also go over the setup for it. It's fairly simple. Guys, if you want to check out my entire library of offensive and defensive ebooks, both for Madden and for College Football 25, it's all included in my school.com community. I'll put a link to that in the description down below. It's school.com/Cody Ballard, and that is going to get you access to all of the ebooks over there. So you're going to get access to college football ebooks and Madden ebooks, and we're going to be dropping a ton of ebooks this week for college, giving you guys a couple different ways to play the game however you want to. And the cool part about the site is it's always being updated as well. So you're going to be getting new content with the new game coming out. So if you want to check that out, that link's going to be in the description below. But I did want to cover just real quick kind of this defense. This is a simple defense, but it's really good. So the way that you're going to run this defense in Madden, we have base align, right? In college football, you don't really have that. So you're going to be in the default alignment. So what we're going to do to kind of make this a really good trips, I'll show you how to make it a really good trips defense. We're actually going to go into man align, and then we're going to turn our zone coverage to match. Now, the two plays we're going to want to have access to is the cover one hole and the cover three seam. Okay, cover one hole and cover three seam. Those are the main blitzes that you want to be in. You could also do this LB blitz. So I was actually going to get rid of the mid blitz, and we're going to put this LB blitz 3 in the audibles. And we'll probably even just come out in this play. But in general, this is what we're going to do. So as you see here, this is kind of the defense. And as you see, we have these overhang defenders. Now, if I'm in this cover 3, you'll notice that this guy should be over here, which I don't know why he's not going over there. That's kind of odd. But anyway, you want this guy over here. This is your user, okay? So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to globally blitz your linebackers down, and then you're going to hover right here, essentially. Now, the trick with this defense and what you can do to make this defense really good is you want to swing these defenders, and this guy is just not doing what I want him to do. So I'm actually going to jump out. We'll come back out in this. So you see here, and this is also indicative of the alignment that Bunch is going to give you, and you're going to be facing a lot of 3x1, so you need to be prepared for this. So as you see here, this guy is going to be kind of overhanging here. So ideally, in a perfect world, we'd actually have him over here. For some reason, he's not wanting to go over there. But basically, the point is you would want to stand down here. Now, the cool part with these overhang defenders is this allows you a lot of flexibility if you have this look right here, because you can just shade down and you essentially can be the middle third defender. If you don't feel comfortable being the middle third defender, you can take that safety that we actually moved, put him in the middle third, and then you have a defense that looks like this. And basically, your responsibility is this left side flat. But what you're going to see is you're going to get two-man free, two-man pressure. And the reason this is going to be really good is because you're going to be able to mix in some man coverage. So like if we wanted to play man-to-man here, we would just audible to the cover one hole. And in college football, this will be even more disguised. But as you can see, everybody on the right side is manned up. You might even want to back off the slot receiver just to give a little better alignment. And what you're going to see is if the running back goes on a route, you're just going to go guard him. And as you see, this blitz is going to come in. Now, where this really starts to become a very effective defense is when they start to block people. So if they are going to start to block people, this is where, you are going to be able to have a little bit of advantage. So if they start to block somebody, now you're going to see we're typically going to get that either that quick A-gap rush. Oftentimes you'll get a guy free off of the other edge, especially in college, not so much in Madden. But this is where things can really start to kind of come to for you. As you see, you can kind of start to craft some cool different coverages, and you can mix in both man and zone looks. And even if you do get picked up, that running back's going to let that A-gap blitzer come so far up the middle that this is going to be super, super effective. Now, while this is really good against compressed sets like Bunch and Bunch Strong Nasty and all that, this is also really going to be interesting in terms of how this plays a trips tight end type of look. So let me see if I have like a Trey Y flex. And for this, we'll just come out and cover one hole. So as you see, this is what the defense looks like. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring this guy down into the box. Now, the cool part about this is if I was to audible to cover 3, I want you to look at this real quick. You're going to see that this is kind of going to change where we're at in terms of the audible. Okay, so the audible is going to move players around in Madden. In college football, shouldn't do that as bad, and the main reason it won't do that as bad is because of the base shells that you have. So you can always have kind of the base, the cover zero shell. But essentially, what we're trying to get to occur, and for some reason it's not occurring. I'm not sure why. Let's see if we can get this to work. Man align, and it's just not wanting to do it. Let's see if I can do it out of cover one hole. I'm not sure. It's kind of odd that this is being so problematic. I don't know if it's cover three seam. One of these cover three plays. Let's go with that LB blitz, actually. Let's see if this works. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, so as you see here, this LB blitz, what we're able to do is this guy is in a third. So the reason this is going to be good is because when we come down like this and we're going to send heavy pressure, now we have a cross field safety third, and then this right side guy is still a safety. So you can still put it inside third if you wanted to. The reason that this third is going to be really good is this third is going to do a good job against crossing routes, and it will actually do a really good job against corner routes. And you can just put this purple here. And the reason that this is you're gonna be able to play defense like this is because you obviously still have your user, and what we can do against trips is we could man up a lot of players, as you see right here. We could even throw a quarter to the safety on the right side, use a matching principle, and now we're sending a lot of pressure, and you're seeing that these cross-field thirds are going to be kind of unique. So that's why I wanted to show you is this little trick against trips that will be good, because trip side in is going to be really good next year. The tight end corner route from trip side in is really, really, really good. Another thing that you can do with these linebackers is you can cross-man them onto anyone on the field. So we could cross-man this linebacker onto circle and cross-man this one onto the tight end. And so now you have inside leverage. So because of your inside leverage, this is now going to allow you to play a little bit more of a, kind of bend but don't break defense, where you're playing super, more so to the outside, just in terms of practically how this is all going to play out. And you have the cross-man capabilities, which is super effective. And then every now and then, you would always want to have a spy if you're playing in college, because the mobile quarterbacks are going to be super OP, but now you're able to kind of just play a nice coverage defense, send the spy if you kind of get in a good situation too. But you see what I'm talking about? So then situationally, what you could do is you could then audible to cover one hole, and it won't be, and that was better. It didn't give as much of a tell. It won't be as much of a tell in the game, in the college football game. But now, let's say that they're kind of getting comfortable sitting out against your coverage defense and all that. Well, now you're sending heavy pressure, and as you see, you're able to just go use the running back, and really nothing's going to be open because you have that man coverage capability. So that is, kind of some strategies that I like to employ. This cross-field third is super good. And then another thing that you can do that we really didn't get into a ton, but you can send kind of more of an interior rush out of this as well. So let's say you wanted to drop these guys into flats. Maybe you throw this guy into a middle third, right? And then, maybe even if you wanted to, you can take this guy, this middle linebacker, and man him up on somebody. But this little interior rush is kind of a glitchy disengage that could be potentially pretty good for you as well. It's a little bit better in college football. This defense as a whole is a little bit better in college football, for the record. But, this is a really good little day one starter scheme. What I'd probably encourage you to do is stand on the side of the running back. Now, what you can also do is you can kind of stand like right here, and then that way, if the running back blocks, you can kind of make sure that guy comes in off the left side, which is going to give you an advantage that way. Another thing that you get from standing on the running back side is you're going to get a little bit better gap shoot. So, really you want to, as you see here, these green bars, and then you're just kind of lurking down with your user. And obviously with faster players, it would be a little bit better. But in general, this is kind of what the defense is going to look like. It's really good against trips. It's really good against bunch. I didn't show this yet. The cool part about this and what makes the defense good is you're showing the same look precept of a send 6 blitz and a drop 8 coverage. That's what makes the defense super good. So if I was to come out in LB blitz, and you see how we kind of get that same alignment we were getting in cover one hole. Like if I was in cover one hole, right, it's pretty much exactly the same. The only difference is, for some reason, in Madden, it's going to be a little bit more of a weird showing. But why it's not doing what I want it to do. But anyway, it also is because the bunch nasty for some reason does this. But anyways, so what you can do from this here, for example, is you can go, purple on this left side guy. You could drop these middle linebackers into middle thirds, and then now you could play a double flat defense over here to the right hand side. So if you look at the play art, you see we're only sending, and we'd probably go ahead and man the tight end up, but we're only sending, a couple people, and we have pretty good max coverage shell, right? So you're able to do this from this formation, but it all looks the same, and that's really what the advantage of the defense is. It's a very simple defense. It all looks the same. It has a very aggressive front to it, but ultimately allows you a lot of capabilities. Guys, thanks for watching the video. If you want to check out more of my College Football 25 offensive and defensive ebooks or Madden 25 offensive and defensive ebooks, head over to the school website today. For just $10, you can sign up, get access to all of our Madden and college football ebooks for just $10 a month. The link to sign up is going to be in the description below.